This is the Hifiman Deva, and hang on a minute, did I already do this review? Recently I did a review of the Hifiman Deva, a mid-fi tier planar magnetic headphone with a Bluetooth dongle for wireless operation, and at the time I thought it was a novel idea, but one that only really made sense if wireless would be your primary mode of operation, especially as the price put it so close to the excellent Hifiman Sundara. However, Hifiman has now decided to release a wired-only version of the Deva and given it a hefty price cut. How hefty? Well, the wired-only Hifiman Deva is just $219. That puts it within $1 the same price as the Sennheiser HD6XX. Is it time to reassess the Deva? Well, let's get into it. Hey guys, this is Noel and this is Wheezy Reviews. Each week I take a look at something audio related and let you know what I think, so if you're into that kind of thing, then make sure you subscribe. Full disclosure, Hifiman did loan these to me for my honest review, and as always, whether I purchase something myself or get sent a review unit, I'm always going to give you my honest take on them. This is the same unit that I reviewed previously, but we're just going to look at this from a wired-only perspective. There isn't actually an awful lot to the Deva that I didn't cover in my main review, so if you want a more in-depth look at the Deva, then make sure you check that out. There'll be a card up here. Now, in that review, I noted that the Deva was a good sounding headphone and that the Bluetooth feature gave it a unique position in the market. A $299 open back Bluetooth planar headphone, it's probably the best Bluetooth headphone for that price. However, for people looking mainly at wired listening, the $299 price tag is perhaps not so attractive. Now, for a headphone which I found didn't offer all that much beyond the HD650, which, as we all know, is really just a $220 headphone these days thanks to the HD6XX, which meant that the $80 price jump over the 6XX was a bit of a tall ask. And also being so close in pricing to the simply excellent Hifiman Sundara meant that the Deva sat in a difficult pricing position. For wired-only listening, the choice in my mind was clear. You either go the HD6XX or you go the Sundara. So that really left the Deva as a wireless headphone, and as a wireless open-back headphone, it is a rather niche product. And I did notice a few comments across the internet and in my comments saying that they would have preferred that Hifiman had released a wired-only version at a cheaper price, and then the package would make more sense for the average person. It seems that Hifiman has listened, and now they have a wired-only version of the Deva. What's more, its price tag of $219 puts it just $1 less than the HD6XX. Now, not only have they listened to feedback about the Bluetooth dongle, but they've aggressively priced the wired Deva to undercut its main rival. So the question then is the wired-only Deva worth it? Well, let's just take a look at the competition. I think at $220, you can get a number of different and excellent headphones these days. Obviously, you've got the HD6XX. In Europe, you also have the option of the AKG K712 Pro, which is very reasonably priced. Stateside, that won't be an option. It's much more expensive across the pond. But I suppose you do have the AKG K702 as an option. There's also the Beyerdynamic DT880, and there's a number of other cheaper options like the 58X or the HD 599. But honestly, I think that the Deva fits right in alongside this competition, all with their various strengths and their weaknesses. So you have the K712 Pro with its super wide soundstage and excellently articulate and fun bass. You have the DT880 with its excellent detail resolution and imaging, but with a fair bit of sizzle in the treble. And you also have that ever-popular staple of the audiophile community, the HD650, as represented by the HD6XX. The Deva is tuned closer to the 6XX and the 712 Pro, and in terms of both tuning and technicalities, the Deva could be seen as sitting somewhere in between the K712 Pro and the 6XX. You're not going to get that planar bass that people keep talking about. That's not really a thing with Hifiman headphones. The bass does tend to roll off like any other open-back dynamic headphone. However, the bass is a little bit more articulate than the 6XX and perhaps closer to the K712 Pro in terms of sound and technicalities. They don't bring incredible dynamics, but neither does the 6XX or the 712 Pro. The Deva does have a reasonable amount of punchiness, but not especially more than the 6XX. And it is reasonably quick, but not much more than the other two. Mid-range is similar to the 6XX, having some of that similar mid-bassy warmth, the 6XX being a little bit more smooth but also being a little bit brighter in the upper mids. Treble, like the K712, is a little bit brighter than the 6XX, although it is smoother than the 712, but with a peakiness that the 6XX doesn't have. A lot of trade-offs here and there. Detail resolution isn't much different to the 6XX and the 712 Pro, but all of these are bested by the DT880. The Deva has a wider soundstage than the 6XX, but not as wide as the 712 Pro. I think that the Deva does image well, definitely better than the 6XX, but I think that both the 712 and the 880 edge it. The DT880 definitely is the best of the bunch there for imaging. For casual gaming, I'm going to pick the K712 Pro. For competitive gaming and critical listening, I'm going to pick the DT880. For listening to music for enjoyment, I'd pick, well, the 6XX, the 712, or the Deva. To be honest, all three are excellent for listening to music, and I think it's actually quite difficult to pick. I think those small flavor differences between those three headphones are really just going to be more about personal preference than any kind of technical limitation. I think all three of those kind of fit very, very closely to each other. I think to summarize that, all of the mid-fi headphones in this price point have various strengths and their weaknesses, and the Deva definitely trades blows with all of these headphones. You could say that the Deva doesn't quite exhibit all of the qualities that make planar headphones stand out from dynamic headphones, but it is a definite upgrade on the HE4XX. All in, I think that the Deva is an excellent choice for $219, and it fits right in with the other mid-fi headphones in this price range. I have to say that personally, I'm a lot more excited at the wired Deva for this price than I was for the previous price with the Bluetooth dongle, as my primary use is in wired operation. Now, if you're looking for an entry-level planar magnetic headphone, then I think that the Deva is an excellent choice. And for those looking at a new headphone in the mid-fi price point, you have just gained another option to consider. Right, I think that's going to be it. What do you think of Hifiman's choice to release a wired Deva? Was it a good move? Leave it down in the comments. And as always, like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. Thank you so much to Hifiman for sending this out to me. Thank you so much to the patrons. And if you want to support the channel, then check the links down in the description. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, have a good one.